Hello. Today I show you how to use the script I made for image effects and occlusion culling and the other things. So here's a scene here. That could be your level, your map. Let's start. Okay, first you have to import package. It's called Roundy tool. You mark them all, import it. It should appear here. Drag Roundy tool prefab to your scene. Here you have options for the script. So we can start from the beginning. Actually, the beginning should be add the camera to your scene so you could see the effects straight away. Make sure you tag it as a main camera, because this is how the camera in Wardust works. Move the camera to the position you'd like to see. So for example, I don't know, we can have it here. And now let's go to the script. So let's start from the tweaks section. First option is disable shadow cascades. It's a kind of performance improvement. Let's switch it on. Allow HDR, high dynamic range. Yes, let's switch it on because Bloom will not work without HDR. Occlusion culling section. Let's switch it on, and here we have options for the layers. So if you would like to have these are actually distance coolings. So occlusion culling will work now, but if you wanna have something extra with occlusion culling, you can set the distances of some layers. So how far you could see some certain layer. So for example, these cubes, they're on default layer. So let's change them to vocable. And the vocable layer is number 8. So you choose layer number 8. Cooling distance. It could work as instead of LOD or as additional to LOD. So let's say this is the distance in units, meters, let's say. So for example, we can set 100 or I don't know, let's say 30, so we could see effects better. You can set another layers. 6000, it's a max, I said, because I think this is the far clip plane on the camera anyways in Wardust, so no point to set anything higher. Okay, to make the occlusion working, you have to have this option on, obviously. And in window, in rendering, you have to go to the occlusion culling section. I have it here. It might open in different windows, so you can drag this tab here, so you'll have it always there. Go to bake. It's already baked. Let's clear it. Here we have a section for settings for the occlusion. You can read on the internet what that means. I will keep it default. And let's bake it. It shouldn't take long, maybe a couple of seconds. So we have some kind of cells for the occlusion culling. If you would like to see the effects now of your occlusion, you can go to visualization and you can move the camera around. So this is how basically occlusion works. So you see everything is covered now by this cube, so all those other cubes are not rendered. And we can move here, there, turn around, whatever. Okay, so this is occlusion culling. Let's go back to my tool. These distances will work only when you press play. So for example, actually we can do it now. Okay, all those, everything farther than 30 meters is cooled. You can increase it, but it won't work during runtime. You have to press stop, change it, and play. So the cubes behind should work now. Yeah, you see they are there. Okay, so this is, you can set different layers. For example, I don't know, let's say these bigger cubes are hills background. You don't want to have them cooled in a distance, so you mark that cube. For example, could be walkable, ignore bullets, could be vehicle walkable as well, because it will be still walkable. So now this is layer 23. Let's go back to the script. So we go back to the layer number 8. We set short distance, let's say 50. Layer number, what was that? That was 23. So we set 23 layer here. And we keep default 6000. And now we can press play, and that one should stay here. We should move the camera actually higher, so we could see it. Oops, press stop, move higher, higher. Oh, alright, I'm moving my script. Okay, press play, and I think this one will stay. Yeah, there you go. And the rest of cubes are cooled because it's set to 30 meters. Okay, so we have a occlusion cooling section, let's say done. Now color grading. Let's start from switching it on. Make sure you have a material here. It should be set by default anyways, but if you lose it, just go to materials, choose color grade. It's included, it's inside the materials folder anyways. Now, I'm not gonna explain what they mean, just play with them whatever you want. Like, so let's say you can set this color like that, like that, like that, like that. Some random setups. And now we can press play. So everything changed drastically. If you wanna see now in camera, you have a script, color grading script attached during runtime. So if you press stop, it disappears. If you press play, it should appear here. And now, if you wanna tweak those settings for color grading, for bloom, for ambient occlusion, you cannot do it here during runtime. During play, you do it on camera here. So you can change all those settings, whatever you like. So if you have a desired effect already, so let's say this, what I do, I use sniping tool. Make a screenshot of my settings. You can, I don't know, write it down, make a picture with your phone or something, and you have those settings saved, kind of. So you press stop, you go to your section here, and now you have to set up these numbers as you want, as you've done in the runtime. So they will be applied in next play. For example, if you set up the color, what I do is, let's say you choose the color during runtime on the camera, you can copy just this value here and paste it back. Control V or whatever. So this way you will have a color set. Okay, the next section is bloom. You work the same way as here. You do some weird settings or not weird settings, it's up to you. Press play to see how it works like. Okay, here we have a bloom. We go back to camera, you have a script already, so I will show you exactly the same what happened with the color grading. Stop, no, bloom, play, bloom. And here you set up, of course you do on the camera, whatever you would like to have, maybe some extreme or not extreme. Save the numbers with the screenshot, I don't know, piece of paper, whatever, and apply them back to Roundy tool. Okay, now the next section is ambient occlusion. This is kind of interesting effect, it's like a fake shadow. Let's switch it on, let's set the strength. It's this here, if you lose those materials or if you lose the bloom material, you can find them easily in your scene. So make sure they are here, because if you don't have these materials in those cells here, the script won't work. So here we have only two actually sliders, strength and rejection fall off. So let's play. We have a still occlusion culling working, so maybe I will switch it off. Okay, so now you see the ambient occlusion, these kind of weird shadows. You do exactly the same here. Those settings, I would skip those settings. Just focus on strength and rejection fall off. Strength, obviously you know what it means, it's a strength. And rejection fall off, it's like, yeah, you see on, I don't know how to explain it, you see how it works like. So, only two sliders, rejection fall off and strength. Save the numbers, stop, go to Roundy tool, apply the numbers. And I would say, that's it. Oh yeah, don't forget to remove the camera once you're done. And export to your mod to Wardust and have fun. Thank you.